Good morning. I am Bethany Warnches, real estate agent with Addison Jones, and you are watching Tuesday Talks with Bethany, where I cover frequently asked questions about real estate. So today I am covering the topic selling and buying at the same time. That is a very hot topic right now with our shortage of inventory. There are so many people that are afraid to get their houses on the market because they are afraid that they will not find anything. So I just thought that I would cover that topic since it probably applies to so many people. But before I jump in, I'm just asking you for a recommendation on hairspray. I hate the smell of so many hairsprays and I hold my breath when I use them. So I'm just looking for a good smelling one. So feel free to reach out and message me with a good smelling hairspray if you know one. All right, let's get into it. So selling and buying at the same time. You have to sell to buy. The first thing I'm going to encourage you to do is create an interim plan. Whether you want to have one or not, it's a good idea to do one. So if you plan on selling, living somewhere in between, and then buying, or if you plan on selling and going straight to the property you buy, it is still a good idea to have a backup plan. So whether that's a friend or a relative, or maybe even checking in with members from your church, just being creative and having a backup plan if you do need one. It also will make you more competitive if you do sell and then interim and buy. But a lot of us are just going from sell to buy. So again, just create that plan if you absolutely need to use it if necessary. So the first step is going to be, after that, having an agent like me come to your house and take a look at it and do a market analysis and let you know what we think your home will sell for. While we're there, it's also looking at what needs to get done. So what maintenance items or painting or staging or things like that need to get done, and how long is it going to take you to get those things done. And what kind of timeline are we looking at? When do you want to go on the market? When do you think you will have all those little items done and ready to go? Then, after that, you will go and meet with your lender and figure out, contingent on the sale of your home, what you are pre-approved for to buy another home. Once you've got that letter, we are going to begin to look at houses. So I want you to be keeping a list of all your likes and your dislikes of all of these houses, as well as really paying attention to, do I like houses in the price range that I am pre-approved for? If you are not seeing anything in your price range that you like, then maybe it's not the time to sell for you. But if you are out there and you like this house and you like that house and you like that house, then that might be the sign that it's time to go ahead and list. So once you do get listed and you're on the market, you are going to continue to look at houses, and now you're making a running list of all these addresses that you like. Now, when we get an offer in on your house, what we can do is look at maybe doing a longer closing date so it gives you more time to find a property, or do a suitable housing clause, so contingent on you finding housing within X amount of days, like 20 days. So those are some strategies to maybe help you have a little more time to find a property. But ultimately, if you're really struggling and you can't find one, this is where that interim plan might come into play. You did not want to use it unless it was absolutely necessary. And in this case, it might be absolutely necessary. So that's why I say always just have one of those, just in case, even if you don't want to, just have one. So once you have an accepted offer on your property, then it's time for you to go right on a property that you like. Now you need to make sure to come in very strong so the seller has a reason to keep you and wait for you to sell your house. You don't just want to look like another offer but still have your house to sell. You need to be stronger than that and give them that reason to pick you and choose you. Now there are other ways to go about this. You can actually write an offer before you list your property, but in that case you are bumpable. So another buyer could come along, write an offer, and it could bump you out of place. So there's most common a 72-hour bump clause where you have 72 hours to get your stuff together, and that can be very stressful and difficult and hard. So maybe a good strategy would be to do a bump clause that instead of 72 hours is maybe asking the seller to not bump you for 15 days or 20 days or something like that. But again, if you are asking the seller to do that for you, then you really need to give them a reason to keep you and wait for you. You need to have a very strong offer for them to be willing to wait for you to sell your house. So this process is challenging, and it can be stressful, and it can be an emotional roller coaster. Not going to sugarcoat it, but that is why you want to have a professional to guide you through it, help you through those bumps in the road, through all the navigation of it, so you can end up on the other side. If you end up in an interim plan, it's just remembering that that is a temporary situation, and it's important to keep your eyes on the prize through the whole process. We'll get through this, you'll get to that dream house, but it's going to take some time. There might be some bumps in the road, and it might not go as smoothly as you hope it does. But perseverance and patience, and you'll get through it. So if you are thinking of selling and buying at the same time, you're scared, there's a lot holding you back, feel free to reach out to me if you have more questions and you want to discuss it in further detail. I have a move-up buyer guide, so moving from your first house to your dream house, or really it can go in any direction. You're downsizing, whatever, from moving from one house to another property. So if you have questions, reach out. Feel free to connect with me that we can meet and talk about it further. And otherwise, join me next week where I talk about getting your house ready for sale.